Hey, what is gonna be? It's your boy X coming at y'all with a brand new video. And as you guys can see, we are back with part 2 of the tier list. Y'all have been going off with part 1 of the Gallaxhar Smith tier list, so we had to come back and do it again. We had a few changes actually in between the videos. First being, my boy Carson Cruz let me know that if we went through and changed some of the settings, we can get it so you guys can see the full card art actually with these pictures now. So that's actually kind of cool. Somebody was annoyed with it, and then Carson let me know how I can do it. It's not the 100% full picture. You can see the bottom part is still cut off a little bit, but you guys can see a little bit more, and it helps you out. And then my boy Kanye East actually went ahead and let me know that I forgot some of the opals that aren't opals at first, but then evo into opals. He reminded me of 3 of them, but I went through and added all of the ones that I think we have, and I think I'm good on that. We have Jason Richardson, Scottie Pippen, Jason Terry, Aaron Gordon, John Wall, De'Aaron Fox, Alonzo Mourning, Nikola Jokic, Pau Gasol, and Billy Cunningham, all of which are opals. Are cards that turn into opals after their evo, who we're going to be doing, making part 2 probably a little bit longer, but I think this is the entire and complete list of all of the Galaxy opals that we have in the game. I think this boosts it up to 92 total cards that we have now for opals, which is kind of absurd, but nonetheless, here we are. And it actually moved the 2 cards that I had in D tier down, so I'll throw those back up in Tony Parker and Vince. If you guys haven't seen part 1, go check that out. Link will be down in the description down below. Also, shouting out my Twitch, I've been doing that a lot. And if you guys have any ideas for other tier lists that you guys want, leave them down in the description down below. Make sure you guys like it as well if you enjoy. And if you guys are new, hit that sub button. So now that all of that is out of the way, let's get back with it with our tier list. Starting off with Luka Doncic, who 6'7" PG, absolutely insane. His release is probably one of my favorite in the game. He has some amazing dribbling animations, can still play some good defense, and again, a 6'7" PG. He's S+ tier for me. I have him above the likes of Penny Hardaway. Now, I personally think he is a better PG than Magic Johnson as well, so I'm going to move him a little bit higher, but I'm going to have him knocked below some of these guys. But I think that's where I have my list. I love this Luka card, honestly, so much. And if you guys have not picked up this Luka, I definitely would recommend it. Oh yeah, we can keep the little list right here. We can see everything. Wow, that's beautiful. Next, we have Galaxy Opal Kristaps Porzingis, who actually gets a boost. So he has a quicker lateral quickness, I think better perimeter defense, and he gets Hall of Fame clamps, which is actually pretty nice. That's at his evo. Now, when it comes to running him at like the power forward and center, he still does have some negatives. He doesn't have any playmaking badges, so when he speed boosts, he will run out of stamina very quick, and some of the moves that he will do because of no tight handles won't be as amazing or get him as much separation as you would want, but he still has a really nice release and can do a lot of things. Personally, I have him as a worse version of this Bull card. I'm pretty sure he has some things that are better, but Bull and Kristaps are very similar cards, but Bull has better playmaking and things like that. So I think it's only right that we throw Kristaps in the top of the S tier, meaning he's not a bad card but whatsoever. I just think I have Bull at bottom S+ tier. So if I have Bull bottom S+, I might as well just take the slightly worse counterpart and throw him in an S tier. Next we have Galaxy Opal Shaquille O'Neal. I really don't think I need any explanation with this. I mean, Galaxy Opal, oh, that ruined my whole thing. Oh, man. Galaxy Opal Shaq is a 7'1" center that can speed boost, shoot from deep, and literally do everything. I mean, he's easily a top 3 card in the game still. Yeah, I mean, there really is nothing else you can say. That Galaxy Opal Shaq is absolutely insane. I'm a little upset. I had a nice little thing going on right here where I could see everything. Oh, man, that makes me upset. I guess we can do this. I guess it's okay. Next, we have a Galaxy Opal Lonzo Ball, who, if he had the 2K19 release, I'll say this over and over again, if he had his 2K19 Lonzo Ball release, I'd throw him in S+, maybe S+ tier. But with his release currently, it's still not bad. He's still a great card. I just think that his weird like hitch load up type thing that he's got in his jump shot hurts him. I'm gonna throw him A+ tier. He's still a 6'6" point guard that can play great defense, can shoot well if you have his release down, can play make and do everything really well, and with his dynamic too, gets a little better too. But he's just missing some key things to really truly be that top tier card. Next we have Galaxy Opal Blake Griffin, who honestly, I love. He has amazing defense. He's super quick, super nice release, and it's actually pretty fast. It has a weird, like, it takes longer to get the ball up to the peak before he, like, release. I'm making not a whole lot of sense. His upper release is very quick, but his base is a little bit slower, if that makes sense for you guys. So it might be a little bit weird for some of you guys, but I still think this Blake Griffin is an amazing card. And honestly, I feel like he would be better if he was a power forward, small forward. I'm going to throw him right up there in S tier. In some amazing hands. This card can be an absolute beast, one of the best slashers in the game. He can shoot crazy. I'm pretty sure he still has ranked center as well, and amazing defense inside and out. Great card, and highly recommend that Blake Griffin if you have not tried him out already. Next, we have Galaxy Opal Clyde Drexler, who is a nice shooting guard, small forward, but his release is a little weird. I think it's kind of like the Dominique Wilkins release, just slightly different. Has some pretty decent animations. But overall, I haven't been very impressed with the Clyde Drexler card. I don't think he's bad by any means. He just hasn't wowed me. I think I'm going to throw him in the A+ tier. He's basically this Michael Jordan card, just slightly upgraded. We'll throw him, you know, maybe behind these guys. He's basically the Jordan card, just a little bit newer with a faster release, but a release that I don't think I like as much, but still, nonetheless, an amazing card. Next, we have a card who is in the running for Shaq, is the most overpowered card in the game, and it is Galaxy Opal Thon Maker. I have him as the best card in the game still. He is a 7-foot small forward point guard who literally is the best card at both positions and can do everything. He's got an amazing release. I mean, obviously, he can rebound well. He can shoot the ball like crazy. He can finish inside great. He can play amazing defense. He can play make well. There's nothing that this Thon Maker card cannot do, so he is so deserving of the top S+ tier spot, and in my opinion, the best card in the game. Next, we have Galaxy LeBron James, another card we really don't have to put too much thought into. He's an S+ tier card. I'm going to throw him a bit below Galaxy Opal Anthony Davis for one reason and one reason only. LeBron can't shoot a corner three. That's it. Like, LeBron cannot shoot a corner three, and that is the only thing that this card cannot do. Also, just got a locker code, which looks pretty buns. It just dropped right now by my team, so if you guys haven't checked that out, go check it out. But LeBron is a great card, can do everything nice. I wish he didn't have center as his second position, and I wish his release was a little bit different, but still not a bad card. And, I mean, if you want to make PG, he's one of the most insane cards you'll ever touch. Ever in my team. So nonetheless, still an amazing card. Next, we have Galaxy Opal Draymond Green, who I think I'm going to throw in the A+ tier. I think I may have ranked him equal or higher on a different tier list. But Draymond Green is an amazing PG for his defense. His playmaking is still pretty decent. It's not bad. It's nothing amazing, but it's definitely not bad. And he's got a nice jump shot that's a little bit slow, but it's super easy to green, which kind of cancels it out. But he's up here because he has been the best defensive PG that I have used in the game, and there hasn't been like another PG that I've gone against that Draymond cannot lock up. When it really comes from the 1 through 4, really, of actual, you know, power forwards, you know, not the big, tall 7-foot guys, like 6'10 around, maybe even 6'11. This Draymond Green card is absolutely amazing at playing defense on all of them. He's like that perfect card that you can switch with everything, and I have him ranked higher up because of that great defensive ability, and he can still shoot the ball great and slash to the basket pretty decent. Has some iffy layup animations, which are a little tough, but still is a great card and a PG that if, you know, you guys are feeling your, you know, guard position is a little bit lacking in the defensive area, Draymond Green is an amazing pickup. Next, we have Galaxy Opal Yao Ming. I'm going to throw him up in the S tier. I feel like he is absolutely amazing, and he does everything at the top level that you need besides having range extender. And I think all of the big men that we have in here, besides Kareem, have range extender, and Kareem just has such amazing animations when it comes to his jump shot that he can kind of get away with it. Yao, I've never been impressed with his release, so hitting shots with him still is a little bit iffy, but nonetheless, it's still an amazing card and would be great on any squad just because he's 7'6". Next, we have Galaxy Opal Hedo Turkoglu. Again, my base 11 bias is going to be coming in here, but you can run him at 6'10" at PG. I mean, he's easy S tier. I don't have him S+ tier because some of his dribbling animations are a little bit iffy, And again, base 11 for me personally just isn't quick enough for my guards. On Hoff, like I said, it's better, but it's still not as quick as I would want it to be. But nonetheless, he still is an amazing card, and you can make it work in the right hands. This card is absolutely insane, and even in some pretty mediocre hands, he's absolutely insane. Just personally, I would much prefer, you know, a Zach LaVine release, a Dwayne Wade release, Brandon Roy, the T-Mac base, anything of that sort, just not base 11 at my PG. That's personally just me. Next, we have Gallaxhar Lamar Odom, easy S+ tier card. He's 6'10", can play the 3 and the 4 perfectly well, has great inside and outside defense. He can shoot the ball great, only has gold quick draw on base 11. But the thing about Lamar Odom, or at least cards with base 11 that are running at the 3 and the 4, is it's not really as big of a deal because you're not going to have it in their hands as much cheesing. And with Lamar Odom, he's that literally perfect glue guy that you throw into the team, you throw in there, and literally can just do everything for you. He is that card that you put in because you need something done, and he can get it done. He can shoot the ball great, he can play make, he can, you know, finish the ball amazing, has some great dribbling animations, and can play some great defense. Lamar Odom, great card. Next we have Danny Granger, which is a weird one for me because I have varying opinions on him based on position. At small forward, I think he is probably a B tier card, but at shooting guard, I think he could be an A+ tier if you know how to use him. So I think I'm going to throw him at A. He has a nice base 11 gold quick draw release, which I know I always talk a lot of trash about, but with what you're going to want to use Danny Granger for, it's actually not that bad because he's more of a catch and shoot guy. He's more of that 3-and-D card that you kind of got in there, play some defense, shoot a lot of threes. Not exactly the super cheesy card that he used to be in 2K19 because his dribbling animations are awful, and that's why he's being held back. If he had better dribbling animations, he easily would be higher up here, but still not a bad card whatsoever. He just kind of is limited to a 3-and-D sort of role, which sucks because he used to be the god last year, but, you know, it is what it is. Times change, and we all adjust. You know, it is what it is. Next, we have a Galaxy Opal KG, who I think is amazing. I've seen a lot of slander about this Kevin Garnett card. I really don't get why, because I love KG. All of his animations is great post game, great defense. He can shoot the ball well, surprisingly, and obviously finishes great. I'm gonna throw him S+ tier. I think Kevin Garnett is absolutely insane. Some people might not like his release, but I think he is a great card. And yeah, can do a lot for you. Next up, Galaxy Trae Young, another card that I think I'm going to throw in the D tier. I think he's actually a little bit worse than Tony Parker. Now, the thing that hurts Trae Young is the fact that he is, I think, 6'1", maybe 6'2", something like that, and also has no defense. So the thing is, I know he has gold Hall of Fame clamps or something like that, but he has no other defensive badges. His defensive stats are okay, and at 6'2", with how short he is, you really just can't play good defense. Exactly why we got Tony Parker here. He does the exact same things as Tony Parker. Slightly better release maybe, but Tony Parker just has better defense in general, so you can kind of get away with things more. But with Trae Young, you really just can't do it. He also can't dunk well, and as a shorter PG, if you can't dunk and can't play the greatest of defense, you're really just in there to shoot, and there's a lot of better options for this. Like, this B tier has a lot of other cards that can shoot that are better for the position, so I just don't think that Trae Young really has a spot in the list this year, which kind of sucks. Next, we have Galaxy Jamal Crawford. Now, most of what I'm going to say is going to deal with him being as a PG, and he's an absolutely amazing card. Has a release similar to that of the Zach LaVine base. It might be the Trey Burke base. I'm not exactly sure, but it's absolutely money. He can play some great defense. Jamal Crawford has some of the most beautiful dribbling animations I've ever used. He can finish great, can still dunk the ball actually pretty well. And again, I mean, you guys have watched Jamal's journey. If you guys have watched Jamal's journey, you know that this Jamal Crawford is an absolutely insane card. I'm going to throw him in S tier. Might be a little bit of a controversial take, but for me personally, with what I've used with this Jamal Crawford card, I absolutely love him. His animations are just beautiful. And again, as a guy that actually played guard and is, you know, I guess guard height, he is amazing. He has a nice one at 6'5". A little bit slim, not as much strength, but still a great card nonetheless. And Gus Williams, I'm also going to throw into the D tier here, but below all of these guys. He's 6'2", with no range. That's tough. His defense is great. His shooting is pretty good despite not having range. And his finishing is not bad, playmaking not bad, obviously. But I think the big thing that hits him hard is, for me personally, if I need my point guard, shooting guard, small forward really to have range and being able to shoot deep. My power forward and center, I don't really care as much. It just kind of helps if they do have it. So a PG not having range extender absolutely kills him and tanks him down the list. If he had it, maybe we could throw him up in a C tier. But again, not really. I'm not feeling this Gus Williams card, like, really at all. Next, we have the Galaxy Opal Donovan Mitchell, who I actually really like. I love his release. I just love everything about him. Run him at the 2, and he'll actually, at the 1, and he'll actually be a pretty nice guard. But at 6'3", I don't think he has the animations of like Derrick Rose as an example, or Dwayne Wade, both similar sized guards. But I wouldn't say he's as bad as maybe a Stephen Curry, because he still has the ability to dunk. So I'm going to throw him into the A tier. We'll throw him mid A tier below like Dwight, but slightly above Dirk. I think he is a really, really good card. And if you guys know what you're doing with this Donovan Mitchell card, he's absolutely insane and really can help out a lot of you guys. But for me personally, I think there's a lot of other guards that I think I would rather use more. So that's kind of where we land with them. Next, we have Galaxy Opal Wilt Chamberlain, who, when it comes to non-shooting centers, probably is the best one that you got out there. He seriously is a super, super nice card that can do everything, I guess, if you need him to. So I'm going to take him and probably throw him into the S tier. And that's... see, Wilt's always a difficult one, because when it's compared to Yao, I feel like they're very similar, and Yao's taller, but Yao just, no. We're going to throw Wilt S+ tier because, like I was saying, they're similar in the fact that they can't shoot, but Wilt is leagues faster, which means on situations where you're on the fast break, Wilt can actually keep up, stay with there, and play transition defense with you, whereas Yao Ming can't. Yao Ming is super, and that's also why I have Kareem up there. Yeah, now I remember. The reason Kareem and Wilt are great non-shooting centers is that they're also fast, meaning they can keep up on the break, and you won't have any, times where the other guy's center is down there, and you have, your power forward who doesn't exactly have the biggest strength, or you're on just a weird 4v5, and that actually is a super big thing when it comes to this. So yeah, that's exactly why we got Wilt up there. I was just tripping for a second there. Next, we have Gallaxhar Smith, Dick Van Arsdale. Again, great 3 and D card, similar to that of Danny Granger, but slightly shorter. So I think I'm going to throw him here. That's really the whole point of the Dick Van Arsdale card, is that he's meant to shoot a lot of threes and play good defense, and that's really it. But with that, he's amazing at it. You know what I mean? Like, he's really good at that, but he's only really good at that one thing, if that makes sense. So that's why we have him where we do. Next is Galaxy Opal Kobe Bryant. I will never not put this Galaxy Opal Kobe in S+ tier. The thing is, I'm going to throw him low S+ tier because he does have that hitch in his jump shot, which means he's not as cheesy as he's supposed to be. If you guys don't remember, he has a bit of a load up before his jump shot. So you'll press square, and then a little bit of time will pass, and then he'll go up. We're talking, milliseconds of time. But when you're using the Kobe card versus the Diamond, you can notice it and you will feel it. I'm throwing the S+ tier for this Kobe card because if that gets fixed, he'll probably shoot up and he'll be the best shooting guard in the game. But until then, I'm going to have to throw him a low S+ tier. But because it's Kobe, I have so much Kobe love because he's the guy that got me into basketball that I will never not put him into the S+ tier. Next up, Galaxy Opal Hakeem. I still am not the biggest on Hakeem. I still feel like he feels very sluggish, very slow, even though he has a high speed. But he is an amazing card, and I know I'm going to catch a lot of flack if I don't throw him high up here. So I'm going to throw him at high S tier. I don't think he's S+. I still would pick David Robinson above him. Maybe Wilt as well, but definitely Shaq and AD. But with Hakeem, I just feel like he's supposed to be fast and supposed to be super cheesy, but I don't really feel it, and I really just don't like his jump shot that much. So that is why he's going to have to fall into the S tier. Next, we have Galaxy Opal Gilbert Arenas. Again, the same thing that I always talk about with base 11, and it's, I think, Hall of Fame on Gilbert Arenas. But the thing is, with my PGs, I don't like base 11 on my PGs. I said it with, I forget who it was. Oh, Hedo. I said it with Hedo, and I'll say it with Gilbert Arenas. Again, the reason Hedo can get away with it is because he's 6'10", so at PG, he's still going to be amazing. But with Gilbert Arenas, it's going to show up more, easier contests. So I'm going to throw him on just under the legs of the Galaxy Opal Derrick Rose after Evo, just because of that. He can do everything else amazing, but again, he's 6'3" with the not best release in the game. So again, we're gonna have to throw him a little bit lower. If he had, a Jamal Crawford release or the Dwayne Wade base, absolutely insane S tier card, but that one thing I think is holding him back a little bit. Next we have Chris Mullen, who is basically a better version of the Dick Van Arsdale, because I think he's 2 inches taller, has a pretty decent jump shot, slightly slow, but still a really good jump shot, great 3-and-D card. So because he's like a Dick Van Arsdale, just slightly better, we're going to throw him to the A+ tier. I think Chris Mullen, again, in the right hands, can be one of the best cards in the game, but you got to know what you're doing, and you got to be used to this Chris Mullen card, so that is big on that. Next we have Galaxy Opal Elvin Hayes, who is amazing at everything besides shooting the ball, and obviously that means a lot. I'm going to throw him into the B tier. I think for what he can do, he's probably one of the best post players in the game, and he's absolutely insane. But again, he is missing that shooting ability, even having a higher 3-ball at all. You can obviously put a shoe on it, floor general, all that sort of stuff, and boost it. I just think that's a lot of work to give him a boost, so I'm going to have to throw him down a little bit. He just hasn't wooed me as much as I thought he was originally going to when we did see him. Next we have Galaxy Opal Kiki Vandeweghe, who I think is absolutely amazing. Now, I do think he is S tier, but I think that he probably is going to have to go below that of Andrei Kirilenko. Now, with Kiki Vandeweghe, he can do everything great as a nice, amazing offensive player. I mean, he can shoot the ball really well, he can finish amazing, and he can still play some good defense and playmaking. But the thing is, I was shooting around with him because I did get Galaxy Opal Kiki Vandeweghe on my account. He has a slightly slow release, and I know I've said this with other cards, but if I was knocking Andrei Kirilenko for still his slightly slow release but can do everything else well, and his defense carrying him up, I think Kiki having a slightly slow release but still having everything else amazing and slightly worse defense means that he's going to have to drop below Andrei Kirilenko just because he doesn't have the defense to back him as much. But I still think, at least on the offensive side, they are very, very equal. Next we have a Galaxy Opal Devin Booker, who is another one of those cards that did get a new Evo, and his Evo was for defense. He got a lot of defensive boosts. I'm not exactly sure 100% the badges, but his perimeter defense went up to a 97. His steal went up to a 97. His defensive consistency went up to a 98. He has better lateral quickness, better pass perception, all that sort of stuff, and he already was a really, really great card. And if you run up at the PG, I think he's amazing and right up there with the likes of this Galaxy Opal James Harden. I think he can do everything really well, and in general is just a really nice card. He got some good animations, can finish well already, can shoot the ball amazing, and now can play some really good defense as well. So I think solid A tier setting is amazing with that Devin Booker card. Next we have Domantas Sabonis, who is also in that category with Vince Carter of being absolutely atrocious. Now atrocious. There we go. I can't speak. So with Domantas Sabonis, the thing that I have super negative about this card is he has like a 78 speed. And I'm pretty sure the only cards that are slower than him on this list are Arvydas Sabonis, Dirk Nowitzki, and Yao Ming maybe. But with that, he can't shoot as well as them, he can't play as good of defense, and he can't finish as well or play in the post as well. And he's shorter than all of them. So he's just not good. This is a Galaxy Opal that I would never recommend picking up. With Gus Williams, if you're used to no range extender guards and you like shorter guards, he can still be great for you. Vince Carter, again, if you get used to that release and in the right hands, he could still be great for you. Trae Young, again, could still be great for you. Tony Parker, again, still could be great for you. Domantas Sabonis, I don't ever foresee him still being great for you. It never is something that I think will happen. He's just not that great of a card, if I'm being honest. You know what I mean? Next, we have Galaxy Opal Kyle Kuzma, who I think is actually a really good card. And I just noticed, even though we're on portrait mode, I think a lot of them have been shortened as well. I apologize, but it's because of how big the list is. With Galaxy Opal Kyle Kuzma, he's a great card. He can do everything really well, but his animations are a little bit subpar. So I think he's a slightly worse version of this Galaxy Opal Larry Bird. If I'm being honest, I would go with Larry. Larry's got some great defense to go along with it. Go along with his great offense. Kyle Kuzma has that great offense, but not as great of defense. So I think I'm going to throw him down there. And I'm also realizing I do like Chris Mullin over this Bradley Beal, because Mullin is 6'7". Yeah, we're going to do that change. Next up, Galaxy Opal Chauncey Billups, who, amazing card. He can play amazing defense. He can shoot the ball amazing. He can still finish pretty decent, has some nice finishing ability because they did increase his dunk, and obviously amazing playmaking. But he's, I think, only 6'1", 6'2", or 6'3", something like that. He's a very short guard. So I'm going to throw him probably A tier, low A tier, because again, he's one of those cards that can work well in the right hands, like these guys, but has better defense than, you know, that of Tony Parker and Trae Young, and can shoot a lot better than Gus Williams. So I think I'm going to throw him higher up. Plus, he has amazing animations, which are some things that other cards, I guess, don't have as much. Maybe B tier, but I'm going to throw him A tier. I'm going to sit confident with it. We're throwing him A tier and having a great time with it. Next, we have Galaxy Opal Nate Thurman, who basically is Dino, in my opinion, with slightly worse animations. I prefer Dinos, but don't come at me if you're a big Nate Thurman guy. I think he's a great card and can definitely be used correctly. But in my opinion, he's basically Tim Duncan with some slightly better stats. So we're going to throw him there. Basically even with Timmy D, if we're being honest. One has a little bit more of one thing, one has a little bit more of the other thing. So they're basically the same card. I toss it around and have some fun with it, but still not bad. You know what I mean? Also, this is a massive list, and we still have so much more to go. Next, we have Galaxy Opal Kevin Love. I think he may land in the same spot that he did in the other one, and that is going to be the A tier. Now, I think I'm going to throw him over the likes of Dan Issel, just barely, because Kevin Love has the Hall of Fame range extender shooting and can play basically everything else that Dan Issel can. I also think he's only an inch shorter, but that boost in shooting ability compared to Dan Issel is just a big advantage. Remember, I said I don't really care if my power forwards can't shoot, but it is a big boost. So slightly nudging over the Dan Issel card just for that. Next, we have Galaxy Opal Mitch Richmond, who I think I heard some rumors of him having like base 98 or something like that, or the Wade base, anything like that, but he still is a great card. He can shoot the ball well. It can finish great, and he can play some good defense. At 6'5", a lot of people are hating on him just for that simple ability, but I don't think it hurts him as much as a lot of people are thinking. So I'm going to throw him high A+ tier. We are getting him very cranked up at the top. I still think he's an amazing card, just a slightly a better version of Bradley Beal, basically. Is that Mitch Richmond card. Next, we have Galaxy Opal Jeremy Lin, who is in the conversation as the best 6'3" PG because his jump shot is absolutely butter. He can play some great defense. His finishing ability is amazing, and his playmaking is seriously top notch. So, I think I'm going to throw him A+ tier above Derrick Rose because he's 6'3", and I think the only PGs that I have are 6'5" and above besides Dwayne Wade, and that's because he has base 98. So again, I think the only way that a below 6'3" guy can jump in here is if they have an absolutely amazing jump shot. Jeremy Lin is a super butter jump shot, but it's slightly slow. So I think an A+ tier is beautiful for him. Next up, Galaxy Opal J.R. Smith. I'm gonna throw him A+ tier as well. And the reason for this is I'm going to throw him equal with Lonzo Ball. I don't like J.R. Smith's animations at all. Now, base 49 is okay for me at Hoff, but I'm still not the biggest fan of it. And he does have it on Hoff. But again, I'm still not the biggest fan of it. But his dribbling animations just don't give it to him as much. But still, even apart from that, he can finish at the basket amazing, still play some good defense, and play make very well. So he's still a great card. Personally, I maybe would throw him into the A tier, but I know a lot of people love the Henny God and maybe even have him higher. But for me personally, I'm going to be in the middle ground between my opinion and what some other people have. I think a lot of people have him S. I have him A, so I'm going to throw him A+. Right in the middle of those. Next, we have Galaxy Opal Michael Porter Jr., who is an absolute god. I'm going to throw him really high up on the S+ tier. I think he is Lamar Odom with a better jump shot, Kevin Durant with better everything. He's just amazing. I mean, Kevin Porter Jr. is 6'10", can play the small forward and the power forward equally as good. Great defense, great release, great shooting, great playmaking, great everything. Honestly, I would pick this card up over most of the small forwards that we have in this list. Actually, it looks like all of them, besides Thon. So yeah, there's that. Next, we have Galaxy Opal Dave Cowens, who literally is Dino, that is 2 inches shorter, but can shoot leagues better. At the power forward, he is an S+ tier. As a center, he's probably an A tier. I'm going to throw him S tier. I think Dave Cowens is a super top tier card. If you know what you're doing at the power forward with this Dave Cowens card, you are going to light everybody that you face up. He literally can do everything. He's one of those demigods with almost 90 plus in every single stat. He's got a nice gold range center, a good release, good everything. Dave Cowens is a beast. It just sucks that you have to go ahead and get him by playing like triple threat and all that sort of stuff. And I think he might be off the boards right now. Next, we have Galaxy Opal Louis Dampier, who really is just on par with the Trae Youngs and Tony Parkers of the world. And this one's tough. Yeah, I think I'm going to throw him in between both. I'm going to throw him in between both. He's a 6-foot guard. He can shoot great, play some decent defense, and do everything like that. But again, he's a 6-foot guard. I don't feel comfortable throwing him up much higher than that. Next, we have Galaxy Gun Rice, best shooting guard in the game. He has Dwayne Wade's base. Can shoot the lights out because of it. Has some great dribbling animations. He can play good defense. He's 6'7" to the 2 guard. This Glenn Rice is probably a top 10 card in the game and a top shooting guard. He is the top shooting guard. Sucks you have to go through the hellhole that is unlimited to get him, but he's still an amazing card, and I really would recommend anybody that can get him to go ahead and pick him up. Next, we have Galaxy Opal Nate Archibald, who is amazing, but again, we are with this super short guards list. I'm going to have to throw him up the D tier. I think when it comes to 6-foot guards, he's right up there with Allen Iverson. I think he's just a very slightly worse version because of animations. But yeah, it's a little tough, hard knock life for him. But I think, yeah, he's gonna have to land D tier sadly. Has great everything. It's just a 6'1" size. You know, a lot of these guys, if they were just a little bit taller, or if 2K showed love more to these shorter guys, they would be amazing. But yeah, it just knocks him out. Next, we have a Galaxy Opal Spencer Haywood, who I think is a very solid A+ tier card. Has a pretty decent jump shot. Again, I think he's 6'8", so at the 3 is probably where you should run him. But yeah, he can play some great defense, can do everything really well. I can't remember exactly if he has range extender, and if he does, you can throw him a little bit higher up on the tier that he is at right now. This like at A+ tier. You can move a little bit higher because of that if he does. I'm actually going to check on MTDB as I speak to see if he does have range. So I think he doesn't. Yeah, he doesn't have range. So as a small forward that doesn't have range, it does hurt a lot. And now that I'm thinking about it, maybe I'll drop him lower in the A+. You know what? We'll drop him down to the A tier because I know range at the small forward. He can do everything else really well. He can still shoot great. I just think, again, range is super important to me at my 3. So I'm probably going to have to drop him down to the A tier. If he had range, we can move him up to the A+. But I think without range, we're going to have to throw him to the A tier. Again, he can do everything else great. Just I need them to shoot. Next, we have Galaxy Opal Steve Francis. Again, one of those 6'3" guards that is absolutely insane. On par with the Jeremy Lins and James Harden. I'm going to put him equal with that Jeremy Lin. I think he's slightly better than Derrick Rose. I just love Steve Francis's animations. And he can do everything. Shoot the ball well, play make great, finish at the basket, amazing, and play some great defense. So for those of you guys that need, a PG and you like the shorter guys, again, Steve Francis, Jeremy Lin, Derrick Rose, all really, really, really good options. My favorite of which being, though, Zach LaVine. Gotta pick him up. Next, we have Galaxy Opal Jason Richardson, who falls perfectly in the outdated as hell list. Could have been amazing, but he has like somewhere between the 4 to 7 Hall of Fame badge range, and yeah, decent animations. Could have played good defense. He could have been amazing, and I don't understand why he didn't get an additional Evo. Like, to could become amazing, or just changes to his Evo, because this card could be great. But yeah, it sucks that he has like nothing. You know, this Jason Richardson could have been great. I spent a lot of time almost getting him Galaxy Opal, and it's sad to see that one of the biggest grinds is down here. Next, we have a Galaxy Opal Scottie Pippen. Well, Pink Diamond Evo Scottie Pippen that goes to a Galaxy Opal. I'm going to throw him A tier. I think he is a really good card, but his jump shot is a little slow. His defense is amazing, but again, his jump shot's a little slow. He does have half range, which I know knocks, not range, steady shooter, which I know knocks it down for a lot of you. He does have gold range, though. He's a great card overall. He can do everything really well. His animations just hold him back a little bit, and he doesn't really woo me when I have used him. I almost got him Opal, but again, I stopped just because, again, he really didn't woo me. He didn't show me anything, you know? Next, with Galaxy Opal Jason Terry. He is a diamond that Evos up to a Galaxy Opal from his Evo, and he's another one of those 6'2" guards that kind of just, you know, lacks a little bit. I think he's a little bit above, you know, Trae Young, Louis Dampier, and Tony Parker. I'm going to throw him C tier because I feel like he's bad, but he's not as bad. Yeah, that's where we're going to go. Yeah. It's a sad day for him, but, you know, Jason Terry obviously just wouldn't ever be one of the top tier cards. Next, we have Aaron Gordon, who Evos up to a Galaxy Opal from Pink Diamond. Easily in the S tier category. I mean, I love this Aaron Gordon card. He gets half quick draw and range. He can do everything amazing. I have him even with the likes of Josh Smith. Their jump shots are equally as weird. Aaron Gordon's a little bit slower, which is why he's knocked down below Josh Smith, but he can do everything amazing, and I think is on, well, his Pink Diamond is cheaper than the Galaxy Opal Blake Griffin, but looking at the Galaxy Opal's prices, they're very similar, so it's like a tit for tat. But if you wanted to pick up Aaron Gordon at Pink Diamond, it'd be a cheaper version of getting Blake Griffin and Evoing up, if anybody was wondering that way. Like, you're thinking about, maybe I'll pick up Blake Griffin, you can get everything out of this Aaron Gordon card and more. And he can also play small forward, which is what I think is the better option for him, but still, great card. Next to Galaxy Opal John Wall. Another one of those 6'3" PGs that I think could be absolutely amazing. But the thing about John Wall is his defense is leagues above everybody else's. It takes forever to evo him up to Opal, but I think this John Wall, because of everything that he can do collectively, is probably the best 6'3" PG that we got. The defense is just great. He can still shoot, amazing. Play make, obviously amazing. Great card, and I'm going to throw him up right there at the top tier. Next, we have the Pink Diamond De'Aaron Fox that evos up to Galaxy Opal. I know for a lot of people, this De'Aaron Fox is probably an amazing card, and you guys love running him. I'm going to throw him A tier because I'm really not very impressed with him. I just don't like his jump shot. But I can understand why some people will like him. He can play make well, he can finish really good, and if you got his release down, he can shoot great and play good defense. I just personally don't like his jump shot, so that's where he lands for me. Next, we have Galaxy Opal Alonzo Mourning, who, when he evos up, gets amazing boosts. He can shoot great now, he can play good defense already, but he just gets boosts and everything that he would need, and he gets range extender with super good shooting now, but his jump shot really just ain't it, and I think he's 6'10" still, so as a power forward center, it's a little undersized. At the power forward, it's better, but I'm still not a fan of the release. I'm gonna have to throw him B tier. I know that might be a little harsh. I really don't like the jump shot, so I'm gonna have to knock him down low. Next, we have Pink Diamond Nikola Jokic, who evos up to Galaxy Opal, and when he evos up, he gets better perimeter defense, better shooting. I think he gets half unpluckable, and I think another playmaking badge or something like that, and I think half clamps. So, some amazing boosts, and he's obviously a 6' PG. I'm going to throw him S tier, low S tier, probably the bottom of S tier, but I think as a 7' PG now with some amazing boosts that he does get, he really is actually a top tier point guard and center. You just got to, again, use him correctly, not get too ahead of yourself, and not expect him to do anything absolutely crazy. Also, he gets a boost in driving dunk, which is nice too. So I think at Opal, Nikola Jokic is great. At Pink Diamond, probably would drop a little bit, but still is an amazing card nonetheless. Next, we have the Galaxy Opal Pau Gasol, who I originally had as a better Bol, but now that Bol has his Evo and does get a lot of extra boosts, I think that Pau Gasol is just slightly below him, so I'm going to throw him bottom S+ tier. I love that Pau Gasol card with all of my heart. He's amazing. He can shoot great. Nice release, a little slow, but still nice. Amazing defense on both ends. He can play make really good, finish great, and probably is the best post player that I've used in the game. Love the Pau Gasol card, and highly recommend picking him up either way. And then last but not least, we have Galaxy Opal Billy Cunningham. I'm going to throw him S tier. I think he's a little bit undersized, so you got to run him at the 3, not the 4, because he's 6'6". But at Evo, he has amazing animations. He's one of the best shooters, and one of the best finishers, and one of the best defenders in the game. He can do everything super great. And honestly, I feel like if he could play the 2 guard like Julius Erving, it would be higher. But I'm going to throw him bottom S tier. And I think that is where we finish off the Galaxy Opal tier list part 2. This one took a long while. We had to separate it into 2 separate parts, and both of them were upwards of 20 minutes. So yeah, it was a long time. Again, make sure you guys go down into the comment section below and let me know which one of the budget or tier lists you guys want to see in the future. Again, if you guys made it this far in the video, you guys obviously enjoyed it, so please hit that like button down below. Subscribe if you guys are new. We're on that road to 5.4K. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I will see y'all in the next video.